Welcome back, my friendly friends, to what is likely the final episode of Metaphor ReFantazio. Pharaoh Fiasco here, and last episode we got through all 6 of the boss rush, basically. And I didn't realize that there was still a lot more to this place. So now this is just... And there's giant versions of these. We fought 2 of them. There's giant versions of these that give... I guess those are the money tickets. You find those and you get a ton of archetype experience. Plateau, right where we need him to be. So yes, we're going to record our journey. And we're going to save over this one. And why not? We'll also save over our grind one as well. But I'm fairly confident about where we're at. Though I do think we'll indulge a bit now that we've saved item. Because I don't want to have to run around. Yeah. That's alright. And as well, let's max out.
Steady effort is key.
Haste lore greatly increases. Okay. And we've hit rank 18 with the whatchamacallit. Noble Thief's Soul depletes all of an enemy's turn icons if their attack is dodged. So that sounds actually broken. Don't mind if we do. We'll do a Hero's Leaf of Light.
Steady effort is key.
So now he's 99 agility. Holy crap. I wonder, if we max everybody's ultimate one out, do they get ranked level 99 in something? But I've got no idea what we're trying to truly get, or what the best strategy would be. He can't even unlock his. What's his? Defeats an enemy with no. That's not going to be too great. Hasotobi is always nice though. You know what? I think we'll probably actually just keep him on heal duty. Debilitate Phrygia's Fortress Tactic, but we do want a Kaja and a Kunda. I think we would be remiss to not have those options. And then just having them both on one person makes life easier as well. Definitely not going to keep him on the Seeker. Lands a critical hit with a physical attack. That's a lot better, I think. Strike Boost, Flame Vanguard, Dekaja. And I guess we will pump the last of our hero's jeweled roots. Yeah, oh crap. How many does it take, I wonder? A lot? Yeah, we're not going to be able to keep doing this. And I think we've got stuff that also ups his, Strike Surge. No turn icon is lost. That's what we want. And then a Hero's Leaf of Light. There we go. So strength increased by 5. Whoa. 94. Almost there. But yes, we'll stick with the Royal Berserker. And there's nothing left for us to max out. Royal Slash. Extreme physical almighty damage to one enemy. We'll probably be alright. Actually, I think we can probably just push that with the Hero's Leaves of Light that we've got.
Good.
Yes, we can. Max HP increased by 30. Max MP increased by 30. Well, why not? Alright.
Look.
We should be able to proceed from here. 'Tis connected to that odd light, I suspect.
Yep.
I can feel his magla from here. When we cross, Luis will be waiting.
At last.
The time's come to decide the true victor. This will be the final time we fight Luis.
I'll definitely.
We can't allow the royal magic to be used for destruction. It's up to us to stop him, so let's bring the curtain down and end this farce once and for all.
Should we keep going?
It's all been building up to this. Ready? Time to deal with Luis.
Yeah.
Let's go. So he's probably going to get he's definitely going to have at least 2 phases. One where we fight him as a normal person, and then he'll probably make himself a human.
I confess, I did not believe you would actually survive the gauntlet.
We may not have a way back currently, but yes, we got here just fine.
Oh, please. Think about what you're trying to achieve. Nothing could stop us from getting to you.
I can accept that you hate injustice. Maybe we do share that. But I have to ask, Luis, why go to this extreme? Is it because you're elder? You saw your village destroyed for petty, evil reasons. Is this revenge?
It might ultimately turn out to be for revenge, but I don't think he'd admit that right off the bat.
Revenge? Ludicrous. That would accomplish nothing.
You know what? Fair. That sounds like Louise.
An entire tribe does not become so derided to the point of genocide by authority figures alone, but by the vice of the society in which that ignorance is born.
He's completely right, yeah.
Indeed. It would be equally petty of me to take only the heads of the few familiar guilty. For my own satisfaction. No. I would not repay injustice with injustice.
Luis might honestly be a top 1, like a top 1 Atlus antagonist. He's so different from all of the people who, like, Atlus is normal. This is the guy who should get all the glaze that Maruki does.
Then why? You drew the entire nation into your scheme without hesitation. If not revenge, then what would compel you to such ends?
It is true that I was born in the ancient sanctum, but I never held any fondness for the place.
So, okay, but why then? He's such an enigma.
The Elder have long lived in hiding, clutching the truths of the world to themselves alone. A tribe of doors locked and secrets encoded. I wanted to change that isolation. And then, at long last, a man from outside the village came to visit. None other than your father.
So Luis? Well, yeah, because Luis is like, what, 4 or 5 years older than we are?
That's...
Though royalty, he dreamed that the tribes might stand side by side as equals. And he rejected none of our village's history, however inconvenient to his worldview.
Wait, so at one point Luis looked up to Hythlodius?
I saw him with the eyes of a child. And for the first time, I felt a dream stir. Were there more idealists like him in the world outside? Was my life of hiding at an end? Under the canopy of that gloom-thick forest, all I wanted was to leave and live upon the open plains beneath a wider sky. That was all.
That was all then, but what about now?
As for what happened to the ancient sanctum afterwards, it is a story you've already been told.
It was set aflame and crushed beneath the church's heel. The Sanctist warrior monks and ordinary guardsmen alike, all in the palm of Forden's hand.
Neighbors and kin I'd known all my life were soon nothing but ash on the wind. Too quick to realize their own deaths. I was but a child, trembling before a wall of fire.
It's actually very interesting because in any other JRPG, Luis has the protagonist's backstory. Living in an idyllic greenery, place of greenery, and then it's all put to flames when he's a kid. Then he has to go on a heroic quest to right the wrongs. That's his backstory.
It was a massacre. It had nothing to do with any hate on either side, or retaliation for any perceived offense. It was only pure injustice. A selfish act of devastation. One thought alone burned my mind. I would never let it happen again. And so did I walk on.
So he's trying to he really just wants to eradicate all injustice.
It was tragic.
Thus, I choose to make this a land of eternal, perfect equality, even should it cost my life. I shall return the anxieties endowed upon this scepter, and let it be heard. To burden others with your own fears and responsibilities is cowardice. My royal magic shall craft a world where that cannot be. Such cowardice dies.
Wow.
What a lonely way to see things.
That's what turned you so cold-blooded, eh? First I've heard of it, but... Sorry. Means we got all the more reason to kill ya.
Jeez, no mincing words.
Luis, you're not describing a nation that condemns evil. You're describing a nation that's entirely blind to it. A land of amoral beasts, not people.
As far as he is concerned, that's already what we're living in.
In the end, I think you're still trapped. You've been stuck in that night of flames all your life. You don't trust anyone. That's why you can only imagine a world apart from you. Unless you can face that anxiety within yourself, then you're no different from everyone you've rejected.
Oh, will that affect him though? I don't think so.
So be it. From the beginning, I have championed world order determined by power. All that remains is for me to realize my truth by burying you beneath it. You are not the sole wielders of these lost archetypes. I am Luis, bearer of the royal scepter. With only a thought, the power of kings is mine to command.
Okay, so maybe there won't be two phases of this fight. Luis is about to awaken the archetypes himself.
What?
Behold, and I will reveal the secrets still beyond you.
Okay, but which archetype is he gonna have? The Dark Prince? The Fallen Angel? Yeah, this is very...
We decide our world's future here.
This is very SMT. But what is his archetype, though?
Our land is consumed with anxiety as it has never been before. All of it, foundation for my new, better world. You are but an audience, powerless to tread on history's stage. Let it begin.
We fight for your ideal world. Here and now. Forward. Take him down.
Yeah, it's over for this guy. We're gonna go ahead and get our charge in.
Savior!
Then... Ooh, a formation. Yeah, let's do formation of vigor.
I'll get some dish.
Will gets a hypering.
To the rear.
All right.
And I think he'll... Well, I think everybody else...
Here I go. Here I go.
Let's charge.
Face my wrath.
Octowing Crush.
Run from your fate.
Beautiful done.
There we go. Highest May. Okay, so Highest May might be a little OP. I'm not gonna lie about that. Severe physical slash damage. Extreme physical dark damage. But that's what we want to see. 2,000 off the bat.
Come forth, royal soul.
We'll just do Radiance. Or Botona, rather. Quad Wing Pierce.
Desperation shows.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm not gonna lie. Very nice.
Face me.
He'll charge yet again.
I will no holding back. Fantasy.
And yeah, he's gotta move to the back.
Much thanks.
Gotta help this out.
Heisman might be the most broken party member. I can't lie about that.
You cannot run from your fate.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's crazy. Actually unhinged. We'll be hypering again.
Only the strong.
Another charge. He is charged, but because I want to make sure that we've got our formation of vigor live.
Face my wrath.
Quad wing sweep.
Desperation shows.
And so we need to keep Heismay's speed buffed.
Let's go. Fire.
Excellent.
You better be ready. Let's split some heads.
Another deadly eraser.
Now accept your fate.
And yeah, Warcry him again.
Face my wrath.
He hasn't gotten hit a single time.
Withdrawing.
You think yourself equal to a Yuji's agility indeed.
I will crush the fantasy in your
Are we? No, but...
Oh, awesome souls, do your thing.
And I think Heisme is actually going to throw some miraculous medicine his way.
face my wrath.
Yeah, see, he hasn't done anything too crazy yet. Anxiety convergence, and of course, I just had to say something.
Gathering an unbelievable amount of magla around him.
Time to guard.
We can't let him finish whatever he's doing. Try to interrupt his attack somehow.
Reminds me of Erebos.
We've got to stop him before he takes us out in one shot.
Savior.
So in that case, let's get that formation going.
Vitus power. Burn!
The magma buildup's dissolving.
I love this.
Yeah.
Tell wouldn't do.
Are we
Here I go.
charged? We are.
Got a stake. Let's split the bets.
It's up to you now.
Buff effects have faded. Oh man, that's so...
Good. By all means, challenge me. Stake everything you have on this battle. I will face your convictions head on and crush them. This is but my first step towards my ideal world.
Dekaja. Okay. He couldn't let us have a free lunch forever. Quad Wing Pierce.
A blunder.
Hamadine. No one here is... Yeah, no one here is weak to that.
Face me.
We'll charge... Oh, already in effect.
No.
Well,
Witness
in
our
that
fight.
case, let's get to God killing.
I shall vanquish evil.
Well, we'll actually wait on the formation. Go ahead and get everybody nice and buffed.
I owe you one.
Falling back.
We'll jump back. Hyper. But didn't Dekaja... I could have sworn there was a fight where Dekaja was getting rid of our Diamahan. Oh, okay, that's fine. He didn't even heal off the damage Heisme just did. Like, even when you take away the 680 or so. Whoa, that's not good. Okay, so we are weak to that. Okay. And I do not believe we have Dark Dodge at
I
all.
shall vanquish evil. How do you like this?
Behold. Let's go.
We will... Botona. Dekunda. Alright. Healed, got all that off.
This.
Nice. Good stuff, Heisme. If I had some way to Sukukaja him, we'd be golden.
I'll protect all of us.
So, turn icons increased. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. Decreases attack defense for all enemies. Extreme physical strike damage. Inflicts a one-time weakness to strike.
Now accept
And that was 3k. Holy god.
Now, are you prepared? All's fair in war.
You Vitus power.
We'll get that hyper going.
It's not over. Come in.
If we keep wantoning destructioning him... Oh, but that's not... Right. We weren't,
I shall all yours.
I won't hold back.
In that case, one Botona almost got him. Dekunda.
Face my
Quad Wing Sweep. He doesn't have anything too insane happening here. So whatever that second phase is going to be ridiculous. We'll actually charge up first.
all power of kings.
Then he'll switch off. Debilitate to make sure we've got this in the bag.
Hold. The next one's yours.
Now, heavy physicals 1 to 3 times. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. Extreme physical strike damage. Extreme physical strike damage. This one costs more, so maybe it's stronger. Yes, it is.
Face me.
And now, one God Killer for the win.
I do not fear death.
never did find out what his archetype even was.
I shall rise to the occasion.
Well,
I think we've won this one.
not yet, I'm sure. We haven't seen any demonic out of control form yet, just an angelic one.
So the power I have now is not enough.
Yep, certainly doesn't sound like a man who's beaten.
The magla drawn to the royal scepter has faded more than I expected. Just as I thought. I would be a fool to underestimate you. But I made a decision that day. Even if history remembers me as a destructor king, I will put an end to the injustices of this world.
What? What are you?
He's probably gonna fuse with the royal scepter.
I commend you. Clearly no half measures will do. If I'm to take your lives, I must stake my own, and all its power.
Damn! We can't get close! 'Tis tremendous aura!
Is Nurse gonna come in and help us out here or something?
I have a vision, and you will interfere with it no longer. Ah, wait!
So. Wait, the Caradrius is here?
It's his gauntlet runner.
How?
Luis still has the royal scepter. If we let him buy time, there's no telling what he'll do.
Bloody hell! We can't even go after him.
So Nurse is gonna have to save the day here.
There's no time to go back down to land and reorganize. We'll do whatever it takes to get that scepter back before the dawn.
Wait, what? That still wasn't the final boss battle? What is going on?
Ah, everyone! That bastard Luis took to his Skyrunner!
Yes, we know. Can you go after him?
It'd be suicide, lad. Oh, suppose it's too late to back down now.
Sure is.
Well, I was saving some reserve power for the trip home. But if we're using it here, we're using it here.
There's no option. There's no other choice. The Gauntlet Runner's nearing its limit. Even if we catch up to him, we may not have a way to get into the Caradrius. But we don't have a choice. We need to put a stop to Luis, to the destruction he would cause.
Well, chums, batten down the hatches and brace for the storm.
Let's go to it, to the final boss battle.
Hop to it now, get in! I'll just fire up the...
Look over there! Enemies!
Wait, so do we have to leave people behind to take care of them?
Ugh, of all times.
Oh, these humans do not want us to leave.
How many are there? Where did they all come from?
He's trying to slow us down. Ain't like Luis to put off a fight, but I suppose he's too cornered to be picky anymore.
Hold on! The old girl's still barely holding together. She can't take off that quickly.
What do we do?
Leon's gonna sacrifice.
Your Highness, you get in the runner first. We'll buy you some time for takeoff.
Wait,
We can fight them together.
No. Even if we get the Skyrunner off the ground, it'll all be for naught if anything happens to you.
so everybody except us is gonna stay behind? Then that would mean this was just a victory lap boss battle.
No need to fuss anyway. We'll just kick them around for a bit while preparations are in the way. Does that work for everyone else?
Fine. Suppose I'll keep you company.
Had you not suggested it, I would have done so myself.
What else are we gonna do? Twiddle our thumbs inside while Norris does all the work.
Nearest, don't let us down now.
Right. I'll get it done, damn it. Hop in, Your Highness.
All right.
Well, let's do this.
They're so awesome.
We hold the line!
One great massive, the animated cutscene.
We must endure this.
So this is what it looks like when we take on the archetypes, when they take them on. And they're all using their default ones, so they can change them without us having to interfere.
We're powered.
Not good. They're going for the Sky Runner.
Not on my watch.
Let's wreck him.
Hey, what are you doing?
Sure you want to die next to me, old man? Thought you ate platypus.
Aye, it's true I don't understand you and I never will. But I know I don't hate you, boy.
One last big...
Aye.
So what? They're gonna take the blast themselves?
We fly!
No way.
What? A noble must protect his people! Take this! Finally, I've earned my title.
No freaking way!
She flies. Straight and steady. Our kingdom is in your hands, my prince.
This is so sad!
Go back! Everyone, they're going to!
We can't go back now.
We have to!
Take cover in the back. You made my dreams come true. You and the rest of them. If we live, we'll meet again.
What are you?
Let's fly!
So even Nuris reminds me of a certain other game, but that would be a massive spoiler, so... Nice! With Atlus's track record, it could genuinely go either way. Oh, I feel... No, I didn't. I actually thought they were gonna hold him off and then jump in. Luis, dude.
You've lost everything, and yet still here you stand. I must say, your audacity is almost admirable.
It's actually insane for him to be talking about anybody else's audacity.
However, you rejected me, and I will not relinquish the royal scepter. Since we cannot come to terms, we can only decide this through battle. I have but one final question.
And I think, just like he did, we're probably going to awaken to one final archetype here.
Prince, do you wish to stop me? Or do you wish to be king? What is it you truly want?
It doesn't matter.
Right, the only thing that matters is stopping this guy.
You must hold ideals of your own. When will such empty ambitions come to fruition, I wonder? In life's balance, dreams that don't come true are equal to lies. But it hardly matters now. My ascension is complete. With my own hands, I will tear apart these lie-laced dreams and bury the past.
I'm surprised. Luis, in his final form, had way fewer tricks than any of the dragons.
Here ends the royal bloodline and the legacy of the archetypes. We stand on the threshold of a new dawn, a new age.
I can't listen to any more of this.
Exactly. Stop giving speeches and get to dying.
What new age? What do you know about him? All you do is destroy. You refuse to believe in dreams. That's why you can't believe in anything that's gradual, complicated, and slow to change. All that means is that you give up on everything. You'll never beat us. You're nothing but a coward trying to escape this reality for one you made up.
Hey, fantasy.
The time for words has passed.
Yeah, Luis is definitely, he's not the kind of villain who's going to break down into tears. Hopefully he doesn't prove me wrong after you win, but still. Another animated cutscene, no doubt. No, just a cinematic one.
So be it.
It can't be the same one.
Such intense magla.
Oh. He got us. We're gonna need something stronger.
Quintessential force of the archetype. Is this all?
He's got the same heart on his chest that the book.
Strength. How? It's happening so quickly.
Behold, this is the Royal Scepter's potential. Resist no longer. As I said, I would rather not force needless death upon you. Embrace it once more. Take your true form and become worthy of my new world.
He's trying to make us a human again?
You are unfazed by the melancholy.
We've mastered our anxieties.
Yet you thirst. Drink deep of the magma.
Not again.
We've got this time, I think. Oh, check that out. Just like Batlin said.
What?
Stop. No.
We're gonna die as ourselves then. Holy crap.
Hear me. Wake up! I said wake up. Hey, please.
That's...
My obstacles are clear. The boy
Open your eyes.
is no more.
Okay, I did not expect it to go this way.
Please. You have to wake up.
Oh. How long can you survive without a heart? I'm focusing on the wrong thing, though. Does Gallica not see this? More. Can he help us out? Is he gonna send us back in time to before this happened?
Where?
Oh, it's a lot emptier.
Are you awake now? I summoned you just in time. Do you remember what happened? What you've done?
Whoa.
I ripped out my...
Somehow.
I'm frankly amazed you would go to such lengths, even to fight back against the spell. If I hadn't saved you, you really would be dead. But rest assured, you're finally safe. As for where we are far, far away from that hellish world.
It seems like Moore might have remembered everything.
Do you remember the first time we met? I was sure you would find a clue in your journey that might reveal where in the world this place is. So I believed anyway. But I was wrong. From the start.
I'm not sure if this is gonna be a good or bad thing.
This place is... It was never of that world to begin with. No. Maybe there's a better way to put it. This is a place that exists between reality and fantasy.
Atlus, you sly freaking dogs!
In other words, the world we've been living in is fantasy. The journey was all an illusion.
So wait.
An illusion?
What does he mean? None of that stuff is really happening? Were we inside the book?
There's nothing but despair in that world. And it will never get better. It's an endless, painful, irredeemable hell.
So Moore escaped to here. He wasn't imprisoned here.
I'd always believed that creating a utopia was possible. And if there was desire, then I thought maybe one day someone would achieve it. But I came to realize I was mistaken. In the end, a fantasy is just that. A fantasy.
So did Plateau leave because Moore's giving up?
But all that primordial chaos only exists in that world. The world of reality is nothing like that.
When he says reality, what does he mean?
Really, it's an environment you should know quite well. You've come to know so much of it already. Through text on a page.
So, that book really does tell of our world.
Now, behold!
What the heck? Atlus really can't help themselves.
Isn't this?
This is Shibuya.
It's the world I wrote accounts of in my novel. Until now, you've thought this world a mere fantasy. But it's not.
So the world I know is all an illusion. And the world of the novel is... reality?
Surely you already know. There is no deadly magic, no prejudice between its people. Now, all you have to do is admit that everything you've been through has been nothing but a story, just a fantasy. Then this can be your perfect reality.
No way. I knew I was right not to trust Moore. What is going on? He was imprisoned there.
Your journey of revolution was just a passing dream. Let me take you back to reality.
This is, and the letters are all messed up. It looks like Shibuya, but that's not Japanese.
What will happen to my friends?
You don't have to worry. As long as you can accept that this place is real, everyone will be safe.
But what if we choose that the other place is real?
That world is past any point of redemption. Change is impossible. The royal magic was supposed to be the turning point, but it was all for nothing. In the end, people don't want their world to change. They just want someone to be a sponge for their infinite anxieties. That's all. You can't blame Luis for wanting to end that cycle. How could anyone accept that they lived in a world that miserable?
This is the same thing as giving up. Right, I don't want to give up.
Even so, I don't want to give up on it.
Come on, snap out of it!
Exactly. Moore can't be trusted. Or either way, he's too far gone, too given into his own anxieties to be of any help here.
What?
Her voice.
My, such disbelief on your face. But once you stop to consider it, the ideas fall apart. Come now. Magic? Some otherworldly force capable of anything with anxiety as its fuel? A fanciful idea to sustain a fantasy world. Illusion. All of it. Those curiosities in academia, they were there because of the place's connection to true reality. And not even they could endure.
It was really all illusion? Even magic?
You still don't believe me. Why is that?
Honestly, Moore, I haven't trusted you since the beginning.
This place, I know it's not real.
But why? What unfinished business remains in an unwinnable battle? If I hadn't saved you, you would have died there. You don't have to chase your fears and anxieties based on some misguided concept of justice. It was all illusory, and there is no shame in accepting that. Reality is a monolith. Reality is unchangeable. So stay here in Utopia, in the place you loved reading about so much.
Man, we're being given the opportunity to escape into the world we always dreamed of living in. A lot of people wouldn't be strong enough to reject this.
This place, it isn't a utopia.
I've been thinking about it for some time. Does the novel truly depict the ideal world?
You mean you deny it? Will you deny that the world of the novel is utopia?
I understand now. It's hard to say it, but this place isn't an ideal world after all. And
I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
yeah, just because it's hard doesn't mean it has to be. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it has to be abandoned.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier, right?
The melody I've come to know echoes around me, rousing my spirit once more. Magic hasn't been lost.
The journey, my friends, they were as real as anything I've known.
You tell him, Heath.
Why won't you understand? Please, I don't want you to die. I can't lose anything else. Truly, I...
Okay, oh, Moore cares about us, but still, we can't give up. Whoa.
I see. I understand now. I remember. I had indeed lost everything.
So did Moore reject Uchronia and come to live here and then regret it or something?
Despite my lofty ideals, I lost everything. Academia, the woman I loved, even my only child.
Is Moore Hithlodius?
Reality isn't just cruel. It's cruel beyond any hope of change. That's why I had wished for someone to strike me down and end my misery.
Moore is like us!
Who are you?
Moore is the fantasy that Hithlodius created.
Me. If I were to call myself by a name you know, my name is Hithlodius V. I once reigned as king.
We've had a follower bond with our dad the whole game?
Or I'm half of one, to be accurate. I was born of the very magic that split the prince in twain and gave rise to you.
Right, he's like us.
And this place. No, it is not real. We are inside the book you hold. It served as your key to visiting me.
Okay, so this is the fantasy, and out there is reality.
This was the form of my youth. when first I entered the ancient sanctum. Perhaps it would be best to call me a discarded shadow of idealism.
It's Maki's all the way down. Play Persona 1.
I once took such joy and passion from my ideals. I truly believed that I might end the strife and discrimination that plagued our people across nigh endless years. But the tremendous incomprehension and injustice that defines our world, it was more than I could bear. It broke me. And Luis is likely going through the same thing.
So Luis and Hythlodaeus are more alike than we thought. And the same thing, so the prince's fantasy was to go around the world uniting people, and the king's fantasy was to escape from a broken world.
I want to save you from that despair. I understand now that I would do this as your father. I could not bear to lose my child a second time.
Wow, okay, that was the last thing I thought more was gonna be a lot of things. A god in disguise at the very least, but not Hythlodaeus's OC.
If you stay here, at least you'll be saved. Do you truly still want to leave this place and risk your life to face a reality you can't change?
Yes.
Oh, that's all there is to say.
You are on the cusp of dying at Luis's hands. Is that not proof enough that we lack the power to change reality? I can't let you throw your life away against that man. I must stop you. Even if you come to hate me for it.
But it's understandable, he doesn't want his kid to die.
Fantasy is a curse, sweet in seeming. And if I must save you from it, I will teach you what reality is.
So what, do we have to battle more here in order to unlock our true archetype? We do.
I suppose how I promised to travel the world someday is destined to be only another unfulfilled dream. Archetypes embody the power of heroes who sought to change the world. And even having mastered such power against Luis, you could accomplish nothing. I wrote all my ideas into my novel, but my love's death showed me how empty it all was. You cannot sacrifice your one life for an empty dream.
He truly has given up.
I don't want to turn my back on my ideals.
Why can't you see that those ideals will only invite ruin? If no one else, you must live. That world is beyond your help. Beyond any utopia. You must face reality, my son.
He should be saying that, or we should be saying that to him. Go ahead and hit that hyper. I did think more was going to be a boss battle, but in an Elizabeth type of fashion. Defense rose dramatically. Seeker's Gale. So of course he'd be able to use the Seeker archetype. It's the one he embodies. And then pump that Hero's Proving. Yeah, we're not worried about any of that. Botona? Since when did he use Botona? I'm not sure why we block fire. We probably have that equipment on, but it would have been auto, it would have been auto-equipped. Whoa.
So you would vainly struggle onward in the real world. The novel I wrote for you seems to have kindled only ideals of naivete in you. Then even my folly has come to haunt you. My mistakes poison your life. As your father, you leave me no choice. I will put an end to this madness.
Adamant Nightblade, so he can use everything then.
It was in this story, in this book, where you found your ideals. Haven't you always dreamt of utopia? Why did you resist it now? Why refuse me?
This is probably... I wonder if this is something that we would have been aware of as the prince. What our dad looked like here. I'm sure we would have seen pictures of him. Knight's defense. It doesn't matter, dude. Attack, hit, evasion, return to normal. That's okay. Will Hero's Cry.
Let's go.
And now it's time to Hero's Proving.
Let's stay calm.
And then we'll put him to rest.
Why? You were my first reader. You of all people have to understand.
I feel so bad for Moore. He's just trying to do the right thing, or what he thinks is the right thing. Had to.
So this is what it means to truly strive toward an ideal. What irony. After I spoke of fulfilling my dream alongside you.
Plenty of XP, no spoils, because where even are we, honestly?
What power. To see the archetypes brought to such heights in so little time.
Right, it's been about 4 months.
If you go back now, your ambitions will avail you nothing. You'll only die a dog's death. What is it that drives you so?
You gave up on your hopes, but I will not.
Exactly, that's the main thing.
What? You think I chose to give up?
That's basically the only thing we know about Hythlodius. He once hoped for a much better world, but at the end, he just didn't have the willpower. Not the willpower, but things got rough, and he gave up.
Are you this determined to cling to your beliefs? Is that truly what separates us and keeps me confined here? Such power. Can it be?
The true archetype.
No matter how dire your fate, you never gave up. You surmounted every barrier, gathered and united soul after soul, and now, at last, across 3 nations, 8 tribes, and humankind. To unite heroes across such abyssal divides would require surpassing power. The king of all archetypes.
Yes, the king.
Is that the role you would seize? A true king in body and soul.
Do you hear me?
Whoa! Where? How? Okay, we need. I didn't, because I was like, there was like an 80-20 on them actually being dead, but still, how did Skull survive?
How? Their voices reach you? Even here? It would seem your future is not yours alone to decide.
This not winning Game of the Year is such a travesty.
My friends are waiting for me.
The support and ardor of your allies. Yes. The very power that reveals paths beyond your own perspective. I see. That is whence you draw your power. Neglect anxiety, and magic will lead to ruin. Even before the War of Destruction, the downfall was foretold. Yet still, they met their prophesied end. Perhaps archetypes are the will of humankind of old, left to us. A plea that we learn from their failures, that we might rebuild the future ripped from them.
And it's never too late to start.
I have to try. I want to know how far I can go.
Fascinating. Even as you face down the gravest oppression of reality, still you persist. Still you seek the world's unknowns as precious possibility. I see. Well, if you can believe there is more to the story than the end I see, then it is yours to tell. Once you return to reality, this place will surely fade as the dream it is. I, myself, will not be spared. Unlike you, my other half is long gone. And any reunion, lost
So, there's a version of these events where Mor and Hythlodius were able to merge, just like we and the Prince did.
But if I truly am the idealized soul and hope of your father, then before I fade, I entrust you with the power of my life. Not as the author Mor, but as your father, the king.
So he's bestowing it upon us. The city before me fades away. And now, animated cutscene, time to be reborn. No more academia. Whoa, Mor's still here. I'm back in academia. I wrote my ideals as a fantasy novel because I believed that there is power in fantasy. Though all my story ultimately did was trail in the glories of the past, perhaps yours will show us the true power of fantasy.
Now then.
So carry on as you would. Make your final preparations. My time as Mor may be coming to an end, but I can continue to serve you in that role. This could very well be my last time here. I should ensure I leave with no regrets. Auto-saving, but we're not leaving with any regrets. You got this. We'll save over this one. And then it's going to be time for us to head out and face him down.
Now that you say it.
As for the Seeker's research, allow me to close the book on it. It's already well beyond the scope of anything I could have imagined.
Do make yourself at home.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember what the Seeker's research was. But yes, we will certainly be sticking with these guys.
Listen here.
I finally understand it all now. This is unmistakably the formula for the royal magic invoked by the king. Small wonder it was found in this room, for I myself am the former king who wrote it, at least in part. The royal magic brought many wonders to fruition, but the essence of my spell stems from one simple wish.
That means?
The desire for guidance. One who would bring about the emergence of a hero. A seeker who would play an indispensable role in making this country rediscover the virtue it had lost.
However,
not in my wildest fantasy could I have imagined that you, whom I thought long dead, would become that hero. And it's kind of funny, we also thought the king was long dead. Through the power of guidance, a hero emerges. Then the seeker archetype I awakened to was...
Yes.
After I committed the formula, I used the royal scepter to invoke the magic that would put things into motion upon my death. Once it began, those words coursed through my mind. I know not what spurred me to do so, but I wrote them all down with frantic urgency. That's why the language of a faraway land is scrawled throughout the scroll. Even now, I do not know the full significance of them. However, I can only imagine they were an essential part in reaching the true seeker I sought. In any case, that very hero appears before me now. The cogs that have been set in motion can no longer be stopped. O great hero, I entrust the future of this kingdom to you. And we won't let you down, dear old dad. We gotcha. If you leave here, you'll never be able to return. Are you certain you've done all you need to? When you leave that door, a predicament awaits you, if that's even a strong enough word. Luis, transformed into a demon, and at his side, death itself.
However...
But you have already overturned your fated demise once. If you do emerge victorious and become king, you will truly have proved your ideals correct. That fantasy is not just an empty dream, but one with the power to change the world. It seems as though my novel has outlived its usefulness. Feel free to leave the old book here. From now on, you'll be the one writing the story. Your own true tale of fantasy. Oh.
The kingdom rests in your hands now. If there is yet any value to believing in something beyond us, prove to me that fantasy has the power to color reality.
We will. Trust us.
Now, onward, O King of a new dawn.
We've given him brand new hope. More, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Now.
Everyone, he's awake.
Literally how?
Is he all right?
Thank the stars.
Huh. Considering it was we who engaged Amata's gambit, this must be rather humorous to him.
We pulled through. Thanks to Neurus. Can't believe he caught us mid-plummet on that busted Skyrunner.
Nurus MVP!
Don't leave out Heis, mate. Wouldn't have expected his wings to be so handy.
Never again.
We're in good shape. Our wounds have already healed. It was all so fast. I'm still a little shocked.
Right. At least they don't have to be reincarnated.
True. It's bound to be everyone hoping the best for us below. Like what Luis did. Only the magic working in reverse.
Oh. Them pumping their aspirations into us instead of their anxieties. Okay. He can fly. All right.
Why? Why do you still stand in defiance? What drives such tenacity?
Luis! The world is full of injustice. Not everything you've said is wrong, much as it hurts to admit.
Right, he's got a bit of a point.
You would give up because you see no other way. And no future can come from that. We may struggle with fear and anxiety, but we shape our own destiny with our own hands. I have no doubts.
Yes, you're a man who has endured tragedy. It's foolish, I know, all this talk of belief. I know well. That said, if you cast aside all belief, all that remains is to endure a slow death.
As for me, I believe things can change. I have to. Singing and believing aren't so far apart, right? Even then, my songs touched you too. I know they did.
After I'd idealized my death more than I ever did my life, thanks to a chance encounter, everything changed for me. Now I can hope for the best, without fearing for the worst.
And then, with Basilio...
Possibilities are endless. If you ask me, that's what magic is.
Luis, you got all these people who believe in you, because you gave them a shred of hope. And now, you want to crush that hope. Maybe you're the one who's scared. Deep down, you're afraid to admit to yourself, you're the one who's hopeless now.
Luis, the fairies came to live in the Sanctum. But do you know why we chose it? The Elder Tribe. We admired the people of humanity.
Oh!
To make our dreams into realities, we have to trust each other. When people do that, that's what makes them so amazing.
That just made it click for
If
me.
you deny the power of trust, if you make the world a place where it can't exist, then you're just plain wrong.
Gallica is a...
Fools. These false foundations. Who in their right mind could promise such fantasies? I will never let injustice be repeated. Never again!
Okay, so his Magla's going out of control with fear and anxiety now. Uh-oh. There it is.
His aura is entirely different. It's a magla burst. Luis is becoming a human.
Come on then!
His own, the taste of his own royal medicine.
We prove ourselves with all that we are!
Let's go then. This is our final battle.
But yes, Gallica is probably a descendant.
The world must be shattered, and again it must be rebuilt anew. You will die in tribute to my ideals, Prince.
We will win this. For the sake of our world.
Go ahead and charge up a little bit. But yes, she's a pixie, or like a send up, or a descendant. But it's the same way that you get a pixie or a pixie type companion in a lot of SMT games. That's ultimately what she is. We'll jump back and hyper. Because while we could Royal Slash... The cold world. The chance of inflicting anxiety has reached its peak. And I don't think there's any items that are anti-anxiety. Gablizaton. Well, that didn't work, now did it? I don't think we have one enemy, one enemy, one enemy. Yeah, uh-oh. Didn't think this through all that well. Let's... debilitate.
Let's stay calm.
I think what we want to do is heavy magic light damage to all enemies. All right, could have been worse, but also could have been a little better. One enemy. Yeah. All right, so this guy's a lot hardier this way. With no sacrifices to offer up, the area remains calm. Okay. Hamadine. Nope. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. And then another formation of vigor.
Come forth, royal soul.
The only thing we really have to do is just keep hypering and attacking. Extreme physical strike damage to one enemy. With no sacrifices to offer up, the area remains calm. What is that? Gaboat. So many blocked fire skills.
Of the world can only be cleansed if the strong subsume the weak. Now, be a noble sacrifice.
So we're the sacrifices.
Sacrifice yourself.
New Dawn's sacrifice. Seems like we're about to lose the use of a party member for a few turns.
What? Is he trying to swallow those people? Wait, they're puppets?
What puppets? What people?
Sensing deadly Magla and the puppets. Attack him before he swallows more.
I'll use what I must.
Okay, sure thing.
No holding back.
We'll debilitate.
All's fair in war.
They dropped your defenses.
Okay, we're already all set on that front. 55,000 or 5,500. Oh, yeah. We'll keep the Mask of Joy going. We're already charged still. Heavy physical slash damage to all enemies. With the sacrifices lost, the area is calm. He was pretty Dekunda, not gonna lie. Gakondeon. And Heismei's got electric dodge live, so yes. Alright! We're actually really giving it to this dude, though. Go ahead and pump our attack up. one nice little hyper. I should have moved to the back line. He needed to charge.
Withdrawing. I shall vanquish evil.
In which case, let's medical just to make sure that he does not die. All right, and with that hyper, a radiance. And sadly, we're going to have to charge. With no sacrifices. This guy's constantly going for sacrifices. All right, that's fine. Leon is strictly here on support, so we don't care about that at all. Defense return to normal. Okay, and Heismay's back to being good to go. Let's actually War Cry. Yeah. And then a Debilitate on this one, because that's the one that Basilio is bullying. One Hyper. And then a Wanton Destruction. Wanton Destruction seems really busted, actually. And that's one. We got the first mask broke.
Give in to the truth.
Their tongues, I'm just now noticing. So one's electric, one's fire, one's ice. I see.
Your fantasy has no meaning whatsoever.
Defeat Destroyer Caradrius. Destructor's Flare.
Are you prepared?
Yeah, gotta keep the formation of Vigor alive. And we are hypered, so... Oh, yeah!
You better be ready.
Okay, so yes, Dekunda does get rid of that debuff we've got, or we had on him. We'll... War Cry. These every turn with the sacrifices. Okay, removed all buff effects. A single target hit? Alright. So us being Dekajit's not that great. Oh, that's the puppet! I see. So, okay, I didn't catch that last time, but it's the Mask of Mirth that we have to make sure we take down. Let's hyper. And then we'll Wanton Destruction. Uh-oh. Well, I guess we're about to see what he's gonna do then. He Dekajit us. We didn't have enough in the tank. But the sacrifice is lost. The area is calm. Wait, what? That one hit was enough? Nope. Okay, no, we're good to go there. In which case, a Radiance should help out. Only 880 on that one.
Face me.
And he is not charged.
Are you prepared?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pump the volume up on our damage. Attack return to normal, defense return to normal. Oh, for all the heads. Okay. As much as that sucks, critted us. Well, that's not what we want to see. And we're anxious now. Terror overflowing.
Sacrifice yourself.
Okay, again with that. And I forget what anxiety does.
The captain's anxiety is overwhelming him.
At this rate.
We can't let him get hit.
Wait, Radiance? We were gonna do that anyways, though. Let's actually,
Let's make this fun.
due to a party member's ailment. Critted him. Good. Heisme is already charged, so a Plasma Nightblade is in order.
Now, what's the play?
Then we'll heal that anxiety. Wait, don't we have... Yeah, we got Penpacha. We don't need to go into the items. We're really going to have to Royal Slash here, I think. Yeah. Extreme physical almighty damage. We missed. That sucks. Ishkia's sacrifice. To a power of destruction. So if he swallows a sacrifice of all 8 tribes, then it's over for us. Alright, so us not being able to get that set... Okay, did not do well for us there. Okay, so we're good, back being good to go. There we go. Let's Warcry, actually. Then one formation of Vigor.
Let's go.
Okay, Golden. We just have to stay on top of that. And as long as we keep cycling these weaknesses, we'll be golden. Great reset. Dekunda. We can heal that off fine. Focused shot. Credit us. And we're also anxious. New Dawn sacrifice. Okay. Heisme is up first, and Heisme can Almighty Panacea. That's excellent. Exorcist Light.
Maybe we can't do this. Let's try this.
Okay.
Captain, we've got your defenses down.
There we go. And he is next, so we'll... There is... Restores all MP for all allies. Because there's no reason to go into that item for us just yet, but we do need a medical. But Basilio is absolutely carrying. Wanton Destruction is so strong. With the sacrifices lost, the area is calm, thank God. Focused shot. Defense fell. Nope, Basilio's on the case. We'll hyper this turn though. Oh, a Parapus, not a Parapus. A sacrifice of a Yuji. Nope. Come here. Let's Warcry. He'll actually use his turn to Sumptuous Magla Feast him. And then for our money, let's get this going. Yeah. No sacrificing this time. Dekaja, that's okay. We can formation of Vigor next turn and be okay. He resists that, thankfully. And I can't tell what kind of sacrifice that is. Maybe it's just a Clamar? Uh-oh. That's not good. Ooh, a crit. Golden. In which case, a formation of Vigor. And we'll actually pass so that he can get a second shot at that Wanton Destruction. Ooh, just barely. If Heisme had not crit there, we'd have gotten, he'd have gotten that puppet. Can't lie about that. So defense returned to normal, just to make sure we've got it for next time. We're all still buffed. So we'll Sumptuous Magla Feast Basilio. One hyper. It'd be cool if we could charge other people. There's probably a thing for that. We just don't have it, or a synthesis skill for that we just don't have access to. So he's checking every single turn for a sacrifice, basically. Wow, okay, doubled up on Leon. Another, what I assume is a Clamar. Or it could be a Nydia too. Both are possible. I can't see. Okay, hold on. Okay, because the wings prevent me from seeing it's the Mask of Mirth that we want to debilitate. And since that's set, get that Radiance going.
You better be ready.
Not gonna like this. Arya! And we can Plasma Nightblade, sure. There's only one left. Let's Metacall just to be sure. Be on the safe side. If the sacrifice is lost, the area is calm. Yeah, they Kaja us, but we're already basically there. And it can't set up in a different it can't set up in a different mouth anymore. It's just the yellow one and a victory foresight. We actually could probably win this turn. How much? Yeah. Oh, Hero's Cry. We don't have enough to drop the Hero's Cry. That's okay. Let's charge it up. We will Warcry you.
I can't afford to. Are you prepared?
Then a nice formation of Vigor.
I will fight with pride. Let's go to the rear guard. Come forth,
Yeah.
royal soul.
We don't need to, and since there's only the one left.
Fire! A tough one.
Here I go.
Go ahead and get that Wanton Destruction in. It's over. We freaking win. Oh.
Not yet. I refuse. I won't let it end like this.
So those demons, they were just multifaceted masks over his true face. I see the symbolism. Oh, here's the victory lap battle.
You will be a sacrifice. You will sustain the strong. Oh, weak one. Oh, peon.
His Magla has gone out of control. At this rate, even a man of Luis's mental strength would lose his grip on sanity.
In the end, even he couldn't escape his own anxiety.
It did get him in the end, yeah.
Then by his own logic, we've got to put him down. The weak deserve to die. The bastard's own words, yeah?
If he saw a threat in our power, then let us wield it.
You can't just believe in nothing. Nobody can rely on themselves alone. It's a pitiful way to live, and it's time we put an end to it.
Luis Guiaban! Here and now, I will strike you down!
Okay, it's time to do this. Give us our final call to arms.
Come on, everyone. Let's go!
This is our last chance.
All right, Destroyer Caradrius.
Here and now.
Let's Sumptuous Magla Feast. Okay, it might not be much of a victory lap then. We'll jump back and hyper, but there's only one singular phase here. And we'll open up with a Wanton Destruction to get the weakness to strike started. High pressure. Okay, it's not a victory lap. It's an actual third phase. An air of extreme intimidation prevents actions. So what? We can't do anything but guard or what? The chance of inflicting anxiety has reached its peak. The link has been severed. What link? Hmm.
Aura's overpowering. It's making it harder to fight. Just hold on.
Let's go for... yeah, cure that anxiety.
Now, are you prepared? It's time to strike.
And then we are already hypered, so how about a Batona? Yeah. He'll heal it off every time, but what link? He critted Basilio?
Anxiety's getting to Basilio, and they're targeting him.
Alright,
Gathering together.
it's looking a little rough. Emerald Vortex, this is wind.
Someone get him back on his feet.
That's okay, we can come back from this, no problem. What link?
Captain's hurt bad.
Still fight.
Let's get him some healing.
So one of these,
My son
Down,
must wait
Basilio.
then he
a
can...
little while longer. I was saving this.
Alright, we're back up.
My thanks. Thanks.
Basilio's been hit with some kind of status ailment.
He'll be alright.
A bunch of them.
Our concentration is now at max. Alright. We're still in the back line, so we do have that buff to our defenses. As long as he doesn't get a whole bunch of... like, that's nice. We need to see more of that. Alright, he's not anxious. We will charge.
Basilio's been hit with some kind of status ailment.
There we go.
Savior!
Let's actually debilitate Destroyer Caradrius.
What's the ailment slowing you down, Captain?
We'll be alright. Heavy magic fire damage. That's what we want to see. High pressure. Prevents action. What does that mean? We were able to use skills last time it did that still, so it wasn't what I thought it was. A severed link. Still unsure of what link is being severed, but it seems to be happening. And we're all, like, everybody except Basilio, I think, blocks fire. And he dodged it straight up, so...
Aura's overpowering. It's making it
now, wanton destruction.
hold on.
Let's... if we do this, we can kind of force him to do both, I think.
Slowing you down, Captain.
You chief, a foolish people, terrified of alienation. Be gone from this world.
Okay, because in most of the Persona games, the party members you actually bring have special dialogue with the final boss. Everybody talked there. So it looks like Luis has special dialogue about the races depending on who you bring. Or does that mean he's just gonna target Heisme? I mean, it'd be nice if he did. No, he's not even targeting him. He just comments on it, but that's okay. There usually is some type of special dialogue here. It's just the other way around. Uh-oh. Alright, so we will need to heal this turn. I do not think there's a way around that. Heisme will give up his turn to debilitate. I said we were going to heal, and then I did not heal. Whoops. One wanton destruction.
Think yourself equal to a Yuji's agility?
Don't we have... we bought something that's... 200 HP to all allies. Whoa. It's better than nothing, but still, not that great.
Why can you not understand my ideals? Be gone.
A tribe condemned.
Knocked out.
So...
Get back into fight.
yes, Him commenting on Heisman meant that we had one turn before Heisman got insta-freaking killed. Interesting. Mighty interesting. He's weak to that. Wait, so Basilio was weak to light and dark? That's not fair. Let's medical. We'll pass to Basilio so that he can get us a free another turn. He actually doesn't have... Alright, Balm of Life, yeah. And Wheel Sumptuous Magla Feast, Leon. High Pressure again. I am curious what he'll say about the Elda and the Clamar. Seeing it, well, he's probably gonna, the Clamar he's probably gonna get on for being the majority. Destructor's Flare. Nope. Ducked and dodged that. Charge it up. And he'll also charge. Might just be a straight up reset turn. Yeah, let's debilitate. It's only by a singular rank, which kind of sucks. But, oh well. No, the link has been severed. So he attacks whenever the link is severed, which makes me curious what... Oh, that's it for, Leon. Yeah. Don't worry, we got him.
Take it.
I live to see another day.
And then Wanton Destruction. We can... Weak physical slash damage. Nullify one slash pierce strike attack for the caster. And then he can medical. So if Heisme dodges it, that's great. Or if he does get hit, he'll null it. So I probably should have been using that before now. We're gonna need to pump his damage up. Destructor's Flare. Blocked. And I think Thunderfang is single target? No. He died again. But that's because we've got him standing in the front line for no reason. I can't lie about that. Uh-oh. We will Warcry. He'll move back. Oh my gosh, he'll move back. Then he'll go right back to the front. So this high pressure might get us again. Again? I guess he's got it out for Heisme specifically. Link has been severed, so he'll just attack here. Critted us! And now we're anxious. Well, that sucks. I don't think we're going to suffer a death here, though. Terror overflowing. So we're going to have to all attack. Let's just go for it. There we go. We'll have him heavy physical slash damage. Alright, and then one medical. Not sure what's about to happen, but Heisme is probably just going to get got again.
A world born of fantasy. It must not be begun.
A tribe condemned. Insta got him again! What did Heisme ever do to you, Louise? Another attack. Hopefully he doesn't crit. Okay, cool. Dang. I think he probably would have been curtains or either close to curtains. Now he's soul screaming. All right, bro. Crimson Flamethrower. We blocked that except for Basilio. And Basilio might duck it. Nope, he did not. Debilitate. We don't really want to see that, but... And one attack. Okay. Oh, I did not mean to guard! Alright, that turn was super bad. Let's just medical. Dang! Heat Rising again. We're gonna have to Dekaja. Some Beast Insight on that would be nice. Thunderfang again. Heismay, we need you. Nice. Okay, so I should have hypered last turn. That's a lot of damage we lost because of my mess up. Uh-oh. We'll actually pass it to him. Next turn, though, we got this. Another high pressure. A Metacall wasn't even enough to get him back to full health. Well, at least it wasn't Medi. Oh, right. I forgot to Dekaja. He's now, like, fully maxed out. Crap. A Soul Scream for even more turns. This is gonna be a bit rough. Yeah, we'd have needed Heismay to dodge. The link has been severed. Whoever he attacks is gonna die. Oh. Okay. So we need him to jump to the back line. And
here you go.
Restore this to full. So this, we need Basilio to do some Beast Insight type action. Otherwise, it's gonna be bad. Emerald Vortex. Uh-oh. No, we're about to lose. Uh-oh. Well, this wasn't supposed to happen. He critted us too. Oh, I forgot we gave him that. Dang, MVP Basilio, dude. All right, a victory foresight. Gallica, we love you. Really could not have happened on a better turn. All right, so we'll Balm of Life Heismay, who will then Balm of Life us. And then we'll Balm of Life Leon.
Live to see another day.
The Parapus, a foolish people haunted by despair. Be gone from this world.
So next up, Basilio's on the chopping block. Though I wonder, will he just pick someone else at random if Basilio dies before that turn comes up? Because it's looking like that's what's going to happen. He critted. That sucks. This does dark damage. Wow. Soul Scream, yeah, there's no way. He's got us. Dang, I can't lie. I thought this would be a walk in the park, but he's putting that work on us. Right, 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 up, down, left, 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 right, left, left, right. All right, so we've gone ahead and we've made it back to where we were trying to get to. And so this time we should be good to go. We've got Dark Dodge on everyone, and we've got, I mean, not Dark Dodge on everyone, but Dark Dodge on Buddy Boy.
Are you well? I knew you'd help.
And then we've got Strike Dodge on Leon. Hyper.
Better be sure. By this power.
And now everyone can boost. We've also got Masuku Kaja for the rare times where we can actually use it. High pressure. I think we're also like maybe a level or two higher as well, but we're not worried about that more so than everything else. Dekaja, that's fine. I think we're going, the link has been severed. And we can eat those focused shots for breakfast, just like usual. Let's go for a sumptuous Magla feast. Yeah. We're gonna have to play it a little safe to start out with while we get our resources back up. There we go. And I think we'll use Heismei's turns, Dekaja. Well, at least it forces him to spend time doing that. Dang, would have been nice for him to duck that. Hey, there we go. At least he can't get rid of our beast's insight. We'll use this next turn to Sumptuous Magla Feast. Yeah, we'll just go down the line. Have everybody continually get buffed. This won't deal as much damage as it could have, but that's okay. We're still putting that heap and helping a hurting on him. Heismei will actually get us next. Another Dekaja. That's one more turn he can't get us with, so link has been severed. Dang, Basilio, you're just letting him get you? But Heismei ducked it, I was trying to say duck and dodge at the same time. Let's debilitate. Force him to get himself right. We'll actually pass our turn. Because what we want is Purge Light. And if we Shelter Formation, now he has to spend 2 turns debuffing. And he might not choose to do both. Extreme Intimidation prevents action. Not sure what that means still. It's been a few days since my first attempt, so I've forgotten some stuff that I was able to figure out, I guess. Or I don't think we ever actually learned what that was supposed to be. Not sure what she's referring to, but then one Wanton Destruction. He will actually Sumptuous Magla Feast, because Heismei was desperately needing that. Alright, so we're basically back in action here.
A foolish people tainted with guilt. Be gone from this world.
First time we've heard him target a Clamar. He's gonna go, he's gonna try to kill, well, he will one and done our Warlord. If we don't do something. I think we might, because we haven't tried guarding that yet. Uh-oh. And we're gonna see if straight up guarding it works. He's gonna... Warcry is probably not going to help here. Not with what he's about to do to Stroll, but... Let's guard. And then a Radiance. In which case, one of these... A Tribe Condemned. Okay, so that just insta-kills whoever he picks. It doesn't really matter. There is no way out of that. Good to know. Good to know. At least we're nice with the dodges. Yeah, he's down, but he's not out. He'll shelter formation. There we go. All's well that ends well. Another high pressure. Still not sure what that's supposed to be. Removed all buff effects. The link has been severed, right? Dang. We're gonna have to heal next turn. Methinks. One of these. Yeah, let's Warcry. Heal Medical. And look, he's already down to about 60% of his MP. That was fast. Okay, well, I guess that link being severed. Whoa! That's the best possible thing that could have happened. Alright. We'll actually pass. Because if we Heroes Cry, the only thing that's going to happen is that he'll remove the buff immediately. So there's no point in that. I neglected to Dance of Purge Light. I sure did. We'll use... Well, we'll pass our turn. Dang, that was bad. So instead, let's do this. Alright, we definitely squandered that turn, I can't lie. No Link, but he still gets that action, which is very disappointing. Oh! Well, not that disappointing. Let's jump to the back. And we can debilitate. Now everybody can go in. Deal a good amount of damage. Yeah! Keep the Purge Lights going. Let's... He's debilitated. Move up our own evasion. Make Heismay more of an asset than he already is. Because Heismay's that royal
Why can you not understand my ideals?
They're not worth understanding, they're just wrong. But now he's gonna start with the crazy amount of turns.
A world born of fantasy. It must not be.
Yeah, it's about to get really rough.
The Paribus, a foolish people haunted by despair. Be gone from this world.
I wonder, Hulkenberg's Royal Knight skill, Omniguard, can probably block that. But I'm sure it deals almighty damage, so maybe not. But that will, I think this is gonna trip his, no, I think I took Unyielding Blood off. Alright, oh, we lost a turn icon! That's what's going on! I see. Now that's some BS. Let's go for a Warcry. We'll debilitate. Are we hypered? We are. Alright. It's bye-bye Basilio next turn no matter what, so it doesn't matter. Oh, never mind. We got him. Alright. So we never, luckily, we were able to put much more of a hurting on him, so he never started taking a million turns in a row. But that's it. We've beaten Metaphor ReFantazio.
Why is it still beyond me?
You had literally nobody backing you up. At all. Oh. Our beautiful blue sky. Yes. We were fighting that guy all day. That distorted Magla is finally all gone. Oh, man. And the King's rock thing is still... Oh, check that out. We've won.
Look! He's done it! He's finally beaten Luis!
The people want us. That's a lot more people cheering for us than I would have thought.
Does this mean he's won? I'm not dreaming this.
He did it!
We made...
I have my ideals.
He's still not giving... He blasted us! The sneak attacks, though! Another anime cutscene. Alright. Are we about to awaken to the King archetype finally?
Nobody knows for sure what's right. And even through all that, the people have declared you king!
We fight for more than justice. Show him our will against his. Show him the fall of his world.
Hold fast to your ideals! 'Tis your sworn duty as king!
You wielded the power of kings! It's time to stop following in their footsteps! Now it's your turn to take your place with them!
That's what it sounds like.
Your fantasy is naught but lies!
What? What's going on?
He's trying to force it. Oh, or the King's magic is coming to our aid. Our magic is coming to our aid, actually. That is something connected to the royal magic, isn't it?
Now, die!
No. Fantasy is more than an empty dream. It's a dream with the power to change the world!
Whoa. What in the Persona 5?
Damn you!
So that's the Royal King archetype. Now, is that gonna kill him? Because it can go either way. There it is. The Royal King's scepter. The siphon of the people's anxiety. Gone. Save the country. I finally bested my adversary, Luis, who had become a threat to all mankind. Thankfully, the nightmare of an entire populace transformed into humans has been averted. This nation has some hope for a future. And more.
That must be the Lord that governs Utopia and all worthy champions. The hero's archetype. The king.
They definitely saved the best for last.
I see. At long last, fantasy has become a force that frees people from anxiety. A harbinger of change for a deadlocked reality.
Now, I'm kind of wondering, will we have access to the king on a New Game Plus? Hopefully. Aw. Is he gonna take his true form right before the end? Yep.
The people have chosen my son. With that, my tremendous gamble hath borne fruit.
Is our mom also going to make an appearance here, finally, in the flesh?
Thus it is that my duty here draws to a close.
And now, the novel you wrote with such passion will finally begin a new chapter.
Oh, she sounds different though.
This voice. Is that... could it be? But how?
So not even he's aware of what the heck has kept her around in that form.
While flames swept through the sanctum, I cast a final spell to abandon my body and survive in soul. I became an immaterial being among the fairies.
And so yes, she's an Elder, so that's why she's got an American accent.
I had to, so I might provide guidance to the child on his most perilous path.
The power of the archetypes. Was that your doing?
No. All I did was awaken them to it. My voice carried the words they needed to hear. That power is no great and rare treasure. It is something that might be grasped by anyone with the will to change the world.
Just like personas, awakening to the power of persona is rare, but in the grand scheme of things, not altogether special.
And anyone has the power to change the world. Those children proved as much. Now, that boy has grasped the courage of a warrior. All dragons who still roamed the continent have fallen by his hand.
Oh, I wonder what she would say if we hadn't killed all the dragons.
For what greater embodiment of the impossible is there than a dragon? And he now possesses the power and will to quell those forces.
I see. Then he is not so weak a child that I must hold his hand.
Well, you did help out a lot, but it's cool that both of our parents, though dead, actually still managed to be around in extremely helpful capacities.
I am truly sorry. I lost all the power I once knew. I saw the sanctum burn, and you. I lost you. Once they took our child from me, all my remaining hope went with him.
Dang, but it's good to see that hope has restored the nation.
And so I placed my faith in the royal magic. I believed that if this world would choose him, there would still be hope.
This shall do. That boy's fight, and ours, is finally over. The people no longer need some mystic relic or some lofty magics to soothe their fears. They have found the strength to overcome it within. Provided they can turn their anxiety into strength and never stop walking toward the unknown, reality will ever change. Their world shall be one full of possibility.
The exact same thing every queen and king dreams of.
This isn't about the throne anymore. It marks the beginning of a new era, led by those who are truly worthy of the people's trust. Almost the appointed time now.
Yep, the day when we finally take the throne.
The day is dawning on a new king's reign. And with it, my true passing. However, if I may truly end my life with pride in my boy, and my love at my side, I've no regrets.
It's been a long road to this moment, hasn't it?
Over 18 years.
It has indeed. But for our son, a new journey now begins.
So who was Plateau then? We saw Plateau leave after the battle against Moore, but... The book is finally closed because a new tale is ready to be written. There they go. And academia would no longer be accessible either.
Heed me, all people of the kingdom. Dawn breaks, and the appointed hour hath come.
He speaks. With the announcement of our new king, everything finally ends.
Yep, and who that new king shall be is...
I now settle the long-contested succession to the throne.
They who have gathered the most faith from their subjects amassed. They who have overcome this fierce contest. The throne's new sovereign, I now reveal. Behold, your new king of your kingdom united.
There it is. No one else but us.
Look! It's him! Yeah!
Yay! Look, that's him, isn't it? He won!
And Luis did not make it easy, but yes, we won.
He certainly did, love. He really did. Oh, I still can't believe it. That boy pulled it off. His Majesty, the new king.
I won't accept it! The new king is Count Luis.
Okay, because I was like, it seemed like there were entirely too many people celebrating us. Don't worry, Luis's holdouts, they'll see the light soon enough. Or they'll see the gallows. No, that's fine. We're gonna be a magnanimous and kind king after we send these people to the gallows. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's fine. They're fine.
You can't just crown his son after all. That's cheating, that is. Rise up, people! Riot!
Now hold on. We worked for this. We didn't even know.
Disorderly conduct will not be permitted.
We didn't even know we were the king's trueborn son until like 75% of the way through.
Settle down. The tournament is over. Our new king has been decided, and the royal capital falls under His Majesty's rule. Threaten it, and you shall face the wrath of the crown theocracy's warrior monks.
I am extremely surprised that Godot not only survived, but he's on our side. He had early antagonists getting got written all over him. A very tiny situation, if you will. Definitely play Persona 1.
Bloody fantastic. They really did it.
Was there ever any doubt? All right then. That's us in all our glory. Another animated cutscene.
Quietude descended once again upon the royal capital, and the day of the new king's coronation arrived.
How was more narrating this? November 5th. I guess it's fitting it takes place on an Idol's Day. Everybody's in attendance. We'll probably find out if Luis survived now.
Boy, coronation really crept up on us. There's a lot of people in the crowd.
They're all here to see the new king. I hope I can do this. I think we've definitely proven we can. Though ruling is definitely different from rising, I guess.
Don't tell me you're nervous. After everything we survived already, stage fright should be nothing for you.
All the same, my heart's pounding out of my chest.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
Is it? Nothing you're not used to then. It's just like with the archetypes. Just keep your head high.
He's not wrong.
It'll be fine. We'll keep the crowd warmed up for you.
Your newfound dignity suits you well, Your Highness. But I suppose you have outgrown that title.
Yep, we are now officially Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. Yes, that too suits you well.
Your Majesty. I hope I can live up to that title.
By the way, saw some of them Senate fat cats hovering about, acting like they've been supporting us from the start, of course. Always on the winning side, eh?
Right, I did see them front and center in the frontmost seats. Yeah, what snakes?
Better than the alternative, no? Especially since we've got some Luis diehards among the people.
Still, all right.
I hear that many are concerned about his proficiency with statecraft. To be honest, I'm not so sure myself.
That's what we've got all you guys for. We'll figure it out together. And their concern is justified. It's not as though I swayed the entire kingdom to my idealistic views.
Juna will stand as moderator at the podium. His Majesty will only be asked for a few brief answers.
Good. Lessens the chance of us embarrassing ourselves.
First, the people would know how you aim to lead them. How will you respond to that, Your Majesty?
We have the power to change the world. All of us. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'll strive to do my utmost. With all of you at my side.
Perfect answer.
That's fine. The people have about had it with pompous monologues. Better to say what you mean with determination.
Still, there are a lot of people in the crowd who have never supported you. How are you going to respond to them?
I hope they like the gallows. No, I'm kidding.
I'll have to let my work prove my words. With results, I hope everyone can feel that our future will be brighter.
You went from a nobody to the top seat in the nation. No need to puff up and bluster anymore, what? You'll do fine.
Yeah, I remember when at the beginning of the game, when you checked your ranking, we were a nameless wretch.
A ruler must only stand tall. The rest is not done alone. We are with you.
Indeed. And we're no strangers to more practical work. Whatever our tasks, I'm sure we can handle them.
So can we still go to academia, or do we still have, we can probably still access our archetypes, we just can't change them anymore? Or maybe more was only ever the go-between, and the power to access them and upgrade them and give other people access to them was always something we could do by ourselves.
Well, it's time to make your first appearance as our king. Let us brace ourselves.
Good luck.
Thanks for always having my back.
Right, we could not have done it without their very, very good skills.
Well, let's go. To His Majesty, the new king.
Dawn of a new era. Let's get it. Now this should be animated. It sure is.
All right, a warm welcome, please. His Majesty, the new king. Your Majesty, you're so young.
Please. My king, your subjects would hear how you intend to lead them.
Relax, okay? Take it easy and use your own words.
As a ruler, I've much to learn. I cannot say what I'll accomplish. And yet, I believe the world can change by our hand. And to that end, I will face any odds.
Now, Your Majesty, a few more words. Naturally, some under your rule now supported other people in the race. How do you respond to their voices?
There will be times I let you down. I know that. Only results can prove my intent. But still, even should you oppose your king, you can always believe in your own future. I will make sure of it.
I wonder, do our answers change what he says here? Probably not. Not for an animated cutscene, but still, it's impressive to
A
think.
nation where dreams and fantasies are always in reach. Will surely be a challenge.
We'll make it happen.
There you go. If you can pull that off, you'll be the finest king we've known. Well then, this is it. Your attention, please.
Yes, the crowning.
No lord remains for you to kneel before. Please take the crown with your own hands, my king.
Right. Over 100 hours it took to get to this point.
Ah, long have I awaited the arrival of this day. This journey has reached its end. He came to know the goodness of a hero's heart, and became the king his people had always hoped for.
So now this is Hythlodaeus speaking.
But as this journey ends, so another begins.
Oh? Metaphor ReFantazio the answer?
I'd like you to watch over him on his path for a little longer yet.
So what else
has passed since the arrival of the new king?
Whoa, all right then. And anything could have happened in that intervening year. 1235? What the heck? So does December specifically have additional days? Interesting.
Heard the news? They're finally reopening that mage academy that got closed down.
Oh, excellent!
You don't say. The famous one deep in the Montario Mountains. Really? I'm impressed. It only took them a year.
I'm surprised that that wasn't a dungeon. I feel like if this game ever gets remade, the Rela fight is going to be massively reworked.
They've even paved a proper mountain road. And get this, their headmistress is none other than Lady Juna.
Oh, okay. I wonder if we're getting this because we maxed out everyone's follower bonds. Like if we hadn't, we might not have gotten the 1 year later epilogue. Or maybe everybody who we maxed out will get an epilogue here for them.
What? The songstress?
Well, she is one of the king's 6 partisans. If she managed to help save the world from Luis, I expect she knows a thing or two about magic.
Wait, so I guess because Gallica can't use the power of archetypes, she's not a partisan. But I guess, so that's what I've been wondering for a while now, because our group really had no name. Like, we're not the investigation team, we're not C's, we're not the Phantom Thieves, but we're the partisans, the King's 6 partisans.
Sounds like they plan to fully open the magic researchers' findings to the people, too. Quite a turn from when the late Sanctifex banned it.
Makes sense to me. After the clash between His Majesty and Luis last year, everyone knows you don't really need an igniter to use magic.
Yeah, so we're teaching the power of archetypes to everyone?
And that's just today's news. It's surprise after surprise, ever since us church folk got the boot from the palace.
They've implemented separation of church and state. Must be nice. Hard to believe it's already been a full year. Only natural that there would still be unrest among the people.
Even the Royal Knights. Their leadership was bound to the church more than anything, and now he's out on his ear too. And replaced by Sir Heisme Noctool, no less.
Heisme got in, so then what is Hulkenberg doing?
You believe that? The Royal Knights, led by a Uchief of all things. Though he's one of the 6 partisans himself. When he speaks, everyone listens. No one's about to complain.
He does have a very mellifluous voice.
Even Parliament now invites citizen representatives to hearings. Strange to think we'd been deaf to the voice of the people until now.
There was never any public representation there? Interesting.
It's unbelievable, compared to the days of the autocrats. How swiftly the times change, eh?
Credit where it's due. I think it's thanks to His young majesty.
Yes. Don't forget where all this came from now. Though this is the marketplace, isn't it? It seems a lot barer these days.
Remember last year's coronation? Unprecedented, that. Saw heroes of all different tribes celebrating the king's victory. Celebrating among the common folk, even.
We could not have had a more diverse retinue, basically. Everybody's represented among the 6 partisans.
They tell me some of the younger aristocrats have taken to calling him the Great Reconciliation.
Well, that's not cool enough to name the final episode.
It really is a tragedy, what happened to his father, the king. But considering how his sons turned out, I hope he's at peace.
He definitely is. No one else but his wife got to hear them, But we did hear the king's last words. He was super content. Actually, no. Everybody did hear the king's last words, but not his more personal thoughts.
Indeed. Yet the real test is still to come. The first year has seen a lot of good, but we've still got our share of problems.
People are smiling more now, but smiles won't solve the multitude of problems we still face. So the king walks among the people as a regular person.
Speaking of His Majesty, I've also heard some folks saying they've seen a boy wandering around these parts who looks just like him. You don't suppose?
Nah, couldn't be. And it's interesting we're still wearing our igniter around our neck.
Ah, can't be. Without his escorts? Besides, what business would a king have in this place?
Suppose you're right.
Funny how that works. So we were listening to all of that, getting the measure of what the people are thinking. December 35th. Whoa.
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
She's looking.
After all the trouble you took to flee politics. And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load.
No new getup for Gallica.
And there we go. Not half bad, right? Hey, isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Well, hey.
All this decoration doesn't suit me. How would Luis and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? June is back from her inspection.
Apologies, Troll. I'll look for him now.
Wait, I'm coming with you.
Oh, good grief.
Some things
never change.
I was literally about.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. Yet somehow our captain's same as he ever was.
Aw. He is still their captain after all this. Whoa. We look so regal. It'd be cool if we could unlock those costumes for them and a new game plus. They look...
Well, I might have got a bit too fresh with them stuck-up Sanctists. But those bloody church folk been looking down on us for years, you know?
We're at the Hushed Honeybees, so we're here all the time, I'm sure.
Still, it was other Sanctists what stepped in to keep things peaceable too. I reckon they're not all bad.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Guess me cogs turning. They lost both their Sanctifex and the Saint Lady last year. Got their own struggles, I expect.
Okay, yeah, so I guess Rella really... I wonder if she's still there. I'm sure they've probably moved her ice statue, but... As authority weakens, power falls to the hands of those who have never wielded it. We must ensure it does not corrupt and give rise to new conflict.
Not like it excuses all of them, or makes me want to go up and shake a Sanctor's hand, but... You really put some perspective on it.
It was good talking to you, too.
Yeah.
You know what, lad? You're all right. You ever need some good, honest work? I'll get you squared, eh?
Alright, we'll keep that in mind. I'm glad to see more optimism in the world. Still, it will take more than that to affect true change. Did Louise survive or not?
I should have known you'd be wandering around without your escorts again. How is it, being able to hear the city's honest thoughts?
It definitely keeps him in the know.
If you told them you're the king, it'd knock them sideways.
It sure would.
Sorry you ended up coming all this way. Maria's actually out on an errand right now.
Oh.
And I suppose I'll wait until she comes back.
Yeah, I'm sure most of the reason we came here was to go ahead and chat it up with her.
You sure? That girl always ends up on detours. No telling how long she'll be.
We'll wait as long as we need to for our buddy Maria.
Either way, best keep your head down. You know what happens when you're too obvious about this. Sooner or later, the Lady Captain of the Royal Guard.
Wait, okay, so Heismay is captain of the Royal Knights, and Hulkenberg is captain of the Royal Guard.
Oh, there you are. I knew we'd find you here, for crying out loud.
Do they get new portraits?
Phew. So you were here.
They sure do. All right.
Speak of the devil.
Let us return, Your Majesty. And I thought I had informed you that Juno would be back from her expedition today.
All right, we don't want to miss our friendly friend.
I have a few stops left in the city, though.
You do know I practically sprinted out the gates to find you.
Well, yeah, but...
To settled, I shall come with you on every excursion.
Then the people will definitely know we're the king.
Not dressed like that, you won't. You know how we like snooping around, inconspicuously.
Point taken.
He'll be fine. His Majesty is not about to fall prey to some alleyway scoundrel, surely.
Yeah, or they'll find out what the business end of this sword can do.
Right, Your Majesty. If you see Maria about, do slow down for a chat. She'll be shattered if she finds out she just missed you.
Fine. Now, Your Majesty, once your business here is finished, please make sure you return to the palace with all swiftness.
So, are we gonna find Maria? It seems like we've kind of built up this conversation with her. It'd be weird for us to just not interact with her. Maria, where are you?
Let's go.
This reminds me of the first time Maria went missing. It seems so long ago now. She might be praying in the Grand Cathedral, just like back then. Before heading to the Grand Cathedral, why not go talk to everyone first? They're all in the royal capital to prepare for the new year, so let's find them.
Hey?
So one final walkabout. So this is the epilogue to everyone's thing. All right. Well, we'll definitely check that out, but wait, can we still?
What now?
We can't interact with our archetypes anymore. Okay, that makes sense. Well, since Hulkenberg's standing right here, when you finish your business outside the palace, please promise me you'll return to resume your duties, Your Majesty. If you take this as my pressuring you not to venture out, that's not it at all. Only that as captain of the Royal Guard, I must know your whereabouts at all times. Sounding awfully formal there, Hulkenberg. Well, that is, think of your station. How else would the Knights Captain address the land's king? To be overfamiliar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of the rank-and-file guard.
Of course.
That said, not a day goes by that I don't reflect on our travels now only a year past. I owe regaining my pride as a knight to that journey. Oh, is it not gonna cut away? Alright, well, fine. I was but a wanderer searching in vain for the prince, and it was through you I learned that he yet lived. And in the end, it was your ascent to the throne I supported.
And so?
I never tire of the faces the younger gods make when I tell them of the time you acted as witness to my duel. Ah, you mean your duel with Redanth? Yes, thanks to you I was able to face him with eyes forward and put my past behind me. I'm pleased to say the knights of today are nothing like what they were under Redanth's command. Soldiers take up their sword not for those in power, but for the people. And as the champion of the people yourself, we will do all in our power to protect you, our king.
Well,
you do not make it easy by sneaking out of the palace as you do, though I suspect the soldiers are getting used to your chaotic tendencies. They know they protect not just the king, but a ruler who stands beside his people and hears their voices in clarion truth.
this I vow.
I will protect you with my life, as I have always endeavored to do, Your Majesty. Only let me stay by your side to do so.
What do you want to do?
Do you want to go see Maria now? No. We've got plenty of people. Whoa. Oh, okay. Yeah, we did. We've checked off completely everything. At least I think we did every single request. And Maria. Yeah, so she's last up. And we can't talk to Moore at all. So let's go ahead and chat Barden up. I don't specifically remember the order that I did it in previously, but more or less it'll... Whoa! Check this out!
That's something.
What an unexpected coincidence, Your Majesty. No gods with you today. Don't worry, I'm no tattletale. I myself just left a meeting going over how the provincial governments are doing. We convened for the new year.
So,
how are things in Martira? Oh, it's as lively as it used to be, and we owe it all to you, your Majesty. That dodgy mess you cleaned up for us feels like ancient history now. And I'm pleased to report, as head of the provincial lords, it's nothing but good news reaching my ears. Better relations between towns and employment's up, and overall welfare too. Each town has specialities and wisdom to offer, and when we combine our heads, there's no problem we can't solve. I just feel so blessed to be part of it. I know I made some blunders when I first stepped into the governor's role, but I'm happy to share my failings so others don't repeat my mistakes. That really brings me back.
Got to say,
I know I was trying to do too much on my own back then, and I got a bit overzealous. Of course, some lords are like I once was, and would rather manage things at their sole discretion than leave things to the people. And yes, taking every matter to public opinion can be laborious, what with all the proceedings and disputes.
then again.
Still, changing our own lives with our own hands makes the process worth the trouble.
Brilliant.
And choosing a king of our own will was all the inspiration we needed for change.
Lovely, that.
Aw, pardon. Well, I'm glad things aren't going too crazy for him. See what Nurus has to say. Nurus was really, I cannot stress it enough how much Nurus was the MV freaking P. I know how it is. I have the fancy old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom Infrastructure Development Bureau. I can research as I please now. But something's missing. Now that's a title. So I threw off that stuffy old uniform and came to gaze upon the runner in the way I do.
about that.
I feel like I know what you mean when you say something's missing. It'd be very hypocritical for us to be like, take it seriously. We're out here roaming about ourselves. I knew you'd agree. I think my bones are aching to feel the wind. I rather miss the days of dashing hither and thither in the runner. Not that I'm ungrateful for the gracious title you've given to a man who used to skulk about modifying gauntlet runners. You haven't seen anything yet. Why, one day I'll invent a teleportation device that will deliver fresh fish straight from Oceania to your palatial plates. So like, an ocean fisher? Not, because an ocean liner is something completely different. What is it? It's not a fishing boat, it's a bigger operation than that. The term's not coming to me. It would change the world, wouldn't you say? I'm just a bit, stuck at the beginning on the development.
Indeed.
And it's time like this I need stimulation of the mind. You have anything that might do the trick? Are you going to send me on another relic hunt? Don't pretend you didn't enjoy it. Every time you pop back in with one, I remember how I can hardly contain my excitement. I do so miss traveling like that. Even if the relics themselves were better off left untouched, they've become the guiding principles of my research, you know. Convenience is important, but one must consider safety and the effects it might have on the world. An engineer who dumps a burden on future generations is no engineer at all. Still, it's no small feat to design with the perfect balance of safe and revolutionary. Even if I struggle with it, and I'm a bally genius. I knew it. What I need is stimulation, Your Majesty. You know, like the soul-shaking speed and quiver of a drive engine. So he wants to hop in the gauntlet runner then. You'll let me know if you ever want to go up for a spin, won't you? Our dear old girl sparkling clean and always ready for takeoff. And next up, let's go for Yufa. Is she back on? No, because she's got an official capacity here. Yeah. Oh, she's standing where she always does. Working hard as ever, Heath. Are you going about town and listening to what the people have to say? Myself, I have just come from the Crown Court, where I've been consulting with the people about their grievances and disputes as Chief Magistrate.
Well,
our court is taking on common grievances?
Yes, of course.
In the past, we were busy with cases of violence and theft, but those have decreased remarkably.
In truth.
As you're undoubtedly aware, in the past, many citizens were sentenced to hang without so much as a trial. Yeah, them gallows were getting a lot of use.
Alas.
I'm pleased to report things are different now. Anyone, regardless of race or status, can tell their side of the story in court and be judged equally and fairly. It just goes to show, anything is possible, even for a priestess to become a chief magistrate. And my brother is making great strides as village chief. He rather hated the role before, but he's truly found his calling, I think.
The reason is...
As I said, no one knows what the future holds. It's all the more reason I try to guide people to good choices. I want to live in a society that practices kindness, where those who suffer need not turn to crime. And so I practice what I preach.
Now that you mention it...
The other day, I went to visit Ovi's church to inquire with those who are sick there about how the kingdom can be more accessible to them. Was Ovi doing well?
Very well.
Yes, we practiced dancing together, and then we showed her mother. All of them are ready to ease into working again. Hearing them make me reflect on all the people who still need our help. Until now, the only hope those people had was God.
I do believe...
I want to fight for them to have options under laws and systems that they can rely on in addition to higher power. A country where all those tribes with all their values can join hands in harmony. That's what we need.
Because...
You aim to achieve that too, yes, Your Majesty? I hope you allow me to keep walking alongside you in this. Of course, Yufa. She's doing really friggin' well. Then next things next, we'll do Basilio. How are you? Well, he's probably, no, we already had us. Oh, Basilio and Heisme are here chatting it up. Whoa, wonder what official capacity Basilio's working in. Hey, out inspecting again. Seems the right pain to me, but I appreciate you going to all the effort. Making your rounds, Basilio?
Hey.
Yeah, Captain of the Tradian Brigade reported in. And I'm pleased to report that there's nothing to report, Your Majesty. So I'm taking a break. Bit of a mouthful in it. Still not used to calling himself a captain besides. We've even taken in some survivors from Luis's troops, you know. But don't you worry, I've got 2 eyes on him even when I ain't looking.
But...
The way I see it, they weren't the ones trying to make the world worse. We just got to show them how power is supposed to be used, yeah? We owe it to you that there's less discrimination in the city these days. Fewer and fewer are turning to life of crime to make ends meet. If Del could see Grand Trad today, his eyes would bug out! And not just Del, lots of the guys who didn't make it.
That's...
I take it you mean Vinka.
Yeah.
You remember him? Those damned experiments trapped him in a vengeance he couldn't see past. But I feel like even he might smile seeing what I'm up to now. We built this piece with a lot of blood and tears, so I say those of us who made it this far owe it to all of them who didn't to protect it. Maybe I've got nothing to report today, but it's not like bad people just stop being bad because you're king now.
Thank you.
You've been through a lot though, so thanks for not giving up on us. Or the world for that matter. You spot any trouble that I didn't spot first, you just point me at it. I'll solve it quick like. And since Heisme's here...
Oh.
Well, I see our king is out on some personal business, eh? I believe Hulkenberg was searching for you, but I suppose it's none of my business who comes or goes. I'm on break myself. Heisme's like, I'm not gonna snitch on you.
Just...
Only try not to frustrate your royal guards over much, They all take their duties quite seriously, much like their captain. Bah, who am I kidding? A knight who smiles is surely a myth. That's become clear to me since becoming titled. What could be more bizarre? A UGF outcast, once a wanted criminal with a bounty on his head, made knight commander. There was of course some opposition at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting they've become, albeit gradually. They needn't look further than the outcast who became their king.
True.
Indeed. You face no shortage of persecution. And look at you now. Grand titles and posts across the nation are no different, spread across all tribes. I've realized over the past year just how much a nation is defined by its people. No matter how great a king, he alone does not a country make.
However...
Yet he stands for those very people, as symbol and representative. That the king and those around him are of mixed tribes, it has already caused a great shift in sentiment, even for those in the rural villages.
Now that you mention it.
And just how is Tadari these days?
Yes.
He seems as busy as he can handle now that they've resumed trade with other villages. Your coronation inspired that village to greater heights. It proved that barriers can be broken, and that even they could take the first step. New winds are blowing in every corner of this country. I'll have to make another trip back home with my son to see the changes for myself soon enough. And someday, I hope distant generations will grow up only knowing conflict born of tribal differences from history books.
We shall.
We've a ways to go before that day comes, but until it does, let us forge a path toward it, Your Majesty. You know what? Jaime is definitely, he has such a stand. Oh, who's this? Oh, well, since Alonso's already here.
Pleasure to see you.
Why, hello, Your Majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation, but I see you've become quite apt at sneaking away from your palatial duties. Under constant fire from knaves of all trades, con artists, and critics alike, your opening act has been rather tumultuous, no?
But...
Yes, it's been tough going, but I'm glad we've managed so far. Quite right. Your critics are loud and open with their barbs, but plenty more have put their faith in you. Besides, most of those agitators are the kind of scum that stirs the pot in hopes that they might benefit from the country's turmoil. The exact kind of people Alonso can deal with pretty effectively, huh? Nothing I couldn't handle, of course. All in a day's work for the royal adjutant to the Citizens' Council. Quite an ally I've made, I should hope. So he got an official title in the end, too.
Hey.
I wonder if my mother would be the slightest bit proud to see who I've become. That I'm doing my damnedest to use my talents for good, as I always should have. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yes.
I hope so. I was such a problem child. I'd like to make this a country where honest folk like my mother can be happy.
Now that you mention it.
No, that reminds me. Do you remember Dataram, my hometown's landowner? He told me to send you his regards. He's since confessed his crimes and is awaiting trial. You are the one who awakened his conscience. It makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That's why the country is doing so well. There's nothing more to it.
Thank you.
I'm hardly qualified to speak of pride, but if this country has one, it's you. And I am proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule, the day will come that even we Nydia can walk about freely in our true forms. Well, I mean, your true forms are much more marketable. Aha, you're curious what I look like in my true form. I'd be happy to oblige, but let's save that for another time, shall we? There's probably, I'm sure there's probably like, oh, the gallows are still here. Well, right. I would have thought we'd have torn these down by now. But I'm not gonna lie, I am extremely curious what his true form looks like. Well, let's go to Leon. I wonder, was his favorite food red grass roasted bidou before we stayed at the Hushed Honeybee?
Hey.
Skulking about the city again, are we? Which is to say, Hulkenberg is on the hunt. The classic game of cat and mouse, though who is which, I dare not say. It's been a year since you ascended the throne, but it's like you've hardly changed.
I mean...
Forgive me, I'll try to act more like a pretentious git from now on.
No.
That's rich. All that royal blood in you is positively wasted, my friend. What are we to do with you? Not that I can talk. I actually came out for a bit of a breather myself.
Even so.
You know, I see now that even those at the top have their struggles a little too clearly. A general's duties feel overwhelming at times. But there are lives hanging in the balance. I recognize the weight of every decision I make, and I do find satisfaction in protecting those lives.
Hey.
Remember our first meeting back at the recruitment center? I, a fallen noble with nothing to my name, and you, a struggling elder traveler. Back then, my only goal was getting ahead. My people were little more than an afterthought. If I hadn't met you, I'd have never realized the truth about my fortune, my father's intentions, and I certainly couldn't have saved the Halians. Okay, so, maybe no matter what, no, okay, if you don't actually max them out, they're probably not available for these end-of-game talks.
Thank you.
I owe seeing the joy in their faces to you. I think I've said it before, but again, thank you. You need to give yourself some credit, Stroll.
No.
I would still owe any credit I could take to you for showing me the way. They live stable, peaceful lives thanks to you.
Hey.
You've a whole country on your shoulders now. The road ahead will be full of challenges we can't possibly foresee. But show me the way and I'll blaze the trail. Now and always, it's my role as a warrior to be the vanguard.
That's why.
Our titles may have changed, but I'd like to think our friendship is steadfast as ever. Don't hesitate to rely on me, now and always. Of course, man. Oh, and someone else is here. Katharina. She is so tall. Oh, well, if it ain't the big man himself. Good timing, mate. I just got back into town myself. I forget. Where did you go again?
What a day.
I'm captain of the Seekers recon team, remember? We travel the world doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So basically what we were doing before. And crazy doesn't begin to describe what's beyond the sea. The sights, the magic. Everything's so fantastic, I'm already itching to get back out there. Well, I'm not especially keen on dodging the bloody cannonballs when my ship gets too close. Lots of tension out there, but what country isn't a little tense? Everything from the customs to the way they think is so different, my head spins. Makes all the tribal bickering seem right dull if I can speak my mind. So, this is probably a glimpse of whatever the next game's gonna be about. Their issues don't have anything to do with tribe. But this country's changing for the better. I'm glad I turned over the throne to you. Yeah, we appreciate that, Katharina.
Hold on.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, come on, I'm just roasting ya. After we knocked heads, I knew I could trust you with making the lives of us Powerpists better than they was. All my cohort have found jobs, and some of them have even picked up new skills from being out at sea so long.
See you soon, I hope.
But don't you worry your kingly head. I'll have it all whipped up in a report for you. Do something proper kingish with it, yeah? So Katharina is a very fun character. So Juna. So where's she at? Oh, okay. She was across from Yufa. Oh, there you are, Heath. Heard you were in town, so I decided to see if we might cross paths. I have so much to tell you about my inspection, so I'm afraid I'll need to clear your diary for me soon.
In that case.
Did you bring me back any souvenirs?
Gosh.
That look really suits her. Let's just focus on the report. Don't worry, I'll give you just the gist. Firstly, the Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs are in full swing, and we're already processing admissions. I must say, I'm still surprised you appointed me of all people to be the Academy's headmistress. I was rather looking forward to going back on tour as a songstress. Oh, and shall I introduce you to my furry little friend? I scooped him up in the Academy of all places. Is that Plateau? So Plateau's hanging out with Juna now. During the reconstruction, they stumbled on the little guy in some kind of observatory supposedly used by a king long ago. So, the room that Moore's academia was based on. Considering the igniter around his neck, I'm sure he was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could survive alone in that cold, could he?
So...
Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academy. All that knowledge was lost when it fell, so we're starting from scratch. So it's like the Library of Alexandria. I think I've already made that comparison. It may even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple or the Sanctum. Oh, and I'm keeping the cat. Feels like fate, you know?
Speaking of which...
On my way back, I met up with Myrtis.
Now we're talking.
She's been keeping well, I hope, now that there's no more competition for songstress.
Yeah.
More than well! Her throat has been fine, and she's a fairly prominent singer about town now. We both just keep soaring to new heights. Her in music, and me coming face to face with magic again.
Hey!
Surely remember, music was the first magic born in this world, yes? When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others. And when they make hearts swell, why, there's no end to the magic! So just you watch. With music and magic at my side, I'm going to change the world. All will have equal opportunity to hone their talents at the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. That's what my sister would have wanted. And if it makes the world a better place, why, isn't that just grand?
Magic.
Rella taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's in all of us, deep in our hearts. Plateau.
Wait a sec.
Isn't that the cat from Academia? If that place was made of magic, how is it here in real life? To say nothing of how you could have survived in a deserted ruin buried in the snow. That shouldn't be possible, right? It's mystery after mystery around here. If memory serves, the last king did build himself a study in the Mage Academy. Do you think academia was styled after that, maybe? Had to be. I wonder what His Majesty, what Moore, felt when he put this little guy in academia. The cat tends to himself quietly, utterly impartial to us. So, Plateau is, well, I guess he'll have a new name. He won't be Plateau for too much, he's no longer Plateau, I should say. She's probably just at her shop. Yeah, if we turned to the right, we would have seen her. Oh well. The king himself, out browsing the shops. Perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment. Tell the world we supply goods to the royal family. Anything you'd recommend? One igniter in particular, in fact, though I'm afraid we're all sold out of it at the moment. The igniter I made at the children's request, the one that lights up with rainbow colors, is selling startlingly well. The store was packed with families and children.
Say.
I now hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom as the head of the Igniter Consortium. Well, I mean, that's a monopoly, but we can trust Brigida to use that power for good. I can't help but think that if I had been in this position sooner, then the church's violence, the tragedy of that village could have been prevented.
But
there was nothing you could have done at the time, Brigida. I know that. I only rose to this position once you became king and shed light on what lurked in the shadows of this country. Though you can't take full credit, as it were, I was nominated for my new position by my colleagues. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, it would be naive to think all weapons can ever disappear from this world.
Yet.
It's all the more reason I hope that the reasons for people to wield them continue to decline. To that end, I'll continue doing all that I possibly can, with all that I am, just as you do.
Speaking of...
Oh yes, do you remember my dog? I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives, just casually telling the king that you planned on some extrajudicial punishment. But there she was, sitting beside them. The dog was alive in the end? Evidently, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I'd commit in her name. Jeez. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you. Wow, what a happy ending for the dog! But yes, there's no one else to talk with.
Yeah.
And Moore is no longer here, so...
Yeah.
How do we... Where is Maria? Okay. She's at the cathedral itself. Alright, Maria. Where are you, you little rascal? She should be...
So?
I think we've heard all we can from the people. Should we head to where Maria is?
That reminds me.
Being here sure brings back memories. You remember how we came here looking for Maria before the tournament for the throne? She was crying back then, though.
But...
Things are different now, though. You can say that again. This country's turned around since then, no doubt about it. I'm sure there will always be differences of opinion, but your ideals are really coming to fruition now. I can feel it. That reminds me, what's up with the book you're carrying around now? Is that the one you've been working on yourself? Whoa, we're taking up our dad's footsteps and becoming an author ourselves. I'm excited to see what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. But maybe that's not even the word for it. After all, if you're the one putting it in ink, that means you're going to make it a reality someday. Now then, Your Majesty, shall we get going? And so that was a conversation with Gallica. And this one with Maria is probably going to be voiced. Whoa, it looks a lot different now. Praying for her father.
Oh, hello there.
Yep, voiced.
Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
Am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes, you beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
Well, that's the most glowing endorsement we could ask for.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
It's a joy to see kids like her smile. The future changes slowly, and the burden of its momentum will fall on their shoulders one day.
Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another.
Man, it'd be cool if we had a sequel with Maria taking up the main character role, but...
Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too.
At the Hushed Honeybee?
If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to your Majesty's and Papa's dream.
A place where I ought to be. A side of myself I ought to show. The path is never clear.
And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
Yeah, I'm counting on you. Let's do this together.
Maria's got our back. That healer archetype.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
Right, we are in like a church type place.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Everybody.
Everyone.
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there? Surely not.
Yes, the king and his 6 partisans.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
What? Come on.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Man, this group. Animated cutscene?
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Would have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
You know what? Basilio's not wrong.
The unmitigated nerve.
Well, he would have done it.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
Which means there's gonna be plenty of stuff for Metaphor ReFantazio the Answer.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
What are you thinking? He's right. The capital can be a bit of a bubble. There will always be more to do and learn beyond its walls. Wait. Is he thinking what I'm thinking? Because I'm thinking another journey is in order.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Right. Let's all listen to Basilio.
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, and looking at these, I wonder if on New Game Plus we'll be able to put everybody in these costumes. But I also need to buy the DLC now that I've beaten the game. I do want to see them in the GeckoCon outfits.
Oh, there he is, over there. See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit?
Might have been a bit too obvious.
I mean, yeah, now it's impossible to mistake him now that the partisans are here.
Oi there, Your Majesty.
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Jeez, is it that serious?
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
Well, that's the goal, isn't it?
There's more work to do every day, but we're in this together. We believe in you.
The voice of the people seemed to approve.
Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh? Can't believe we actually survived it.
The power of archetypes.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
So this must be a special scene, because it's possible to beat the game without taking on the dragons.
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
So this, I'm just gonna chalk this up as like a special reward.
Right.
I resolve to believe in my ideals no matter what may come even back then. Even if the world is slow to change, a king's beliefs can never waver.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Yeah, the walkabout is over.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
Between the people here, yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. All right. Ukrainia's in good hands. Now animated cutscene?
And not long after, the new year dawned.
So, their December has 35 days. Oh, what's all this? Whoa.
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's other places.
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another.
So this is going to be an "and the adventure continues" sort of situation. Everybody's probably just going to show up one by one.
You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Dang, you show them those convictions.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magla and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there.
And then we'll be able to go ahead and crush it.
If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
Even the most faraway future begins with the belief that it can be realized. I'll press onward. That's the best I can do.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
But, I mean, hey, I wonder if everybody else is really going to be down for this. I'm sure they will, but...
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the bally court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all.
Yes, Nurse has definitely proved himself.
And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Is everybody just standing there? Well,
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. It'll be the death of us.
They're not gonna let us do it by ourselves. This is so adorable.
Once again, Sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Well, we are known for this.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
I'm sure the rest of them are coming.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Well, unrealistic it'll have to be.
Oh, so you have no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
Knew we could count on you guys.
Are you sure about this?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
Well, I'm sure there were some, well, but maybe not very many.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf.
So do we want to keep the support up for that reason, or do we want to show them that there are other reasons they should put their trust in us?
In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
That's true. It'd be a lot easier to make sure to drum up even more support when people can be like, yeah, the king came here and really helped the village out. Of course we love that guy. My friends and allies believe as I do. Their support is the greatest treasure I could have.
Still, this early into the new year, 'tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Well,
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
just our starting group.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
Well, we've got Basilio. He'll be able to pick up their slack.
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? We'll just have to lead by example.
Right then, let's go.
All right. Though, I'm wondering if Atlus would continue this story, or
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation?
taking it all the way back to the beginning of the game.
That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills.
Wow, this, say, Hithlodius.
You have my sincerest thanks.
No problem.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
Wait, what? Eyes Ray.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Maria!
Wow. Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
She finally got to come with. Well, Metaphor ReFantazio has been in development for like 10 freaking years. And there are a bunch of different aspects of it that show it. Like, it's pretty clear that at some point during this, like, you will not be able to convince me that Katharina wasn't changed from being a party member to just being a follower, Bond. Her design is too collaborator of archetype design, Yuji Himukai. He does the character designs for the Etrian Odyssey games. But I think, and also another aspect of it that really shows how long this has been in development, it seems like these graphics at one point were meant to support a Vita and PS3 release. So hopefully the next game in the Metaphor ReFantazio series, 10 years from now, is going to look a bit more, but okay, the graphics were perfectly serviceable. They were fine. But I really liked the cast, and I think the archetypes, especially having been such a big fan of the Digital Devil Saga games, I think the archetype grid is such an interesting evolution of that. I'm not entirely certain if Atlus specifically set out for it, but you know what? If it works, it works. I think the story was a masterpiece. Definitely one of the most interesting and unique ones. Luis as an antagonist is easily one of the top ones, and I'm kind of surprised. I'm wondering if there's going to be a post-credit scene or something, because even a certain someone, like, when was the last time Atlus killed off a major antagonist? Like a major human antagonist. Or I guess in this case, a major antagonist who is a person, because human has a bit of a different connotation here. And these guys, oh my gosh, Atlus loves that twist. The twist that, oh my gosh, decrepit Japan all the time. It still works. It's surprising how surprising it can still manage to be. But I guess this is the, second medieval setting that's turned out to have Japan underneath it. And it makes me so curious. I'm sure if I really put my mind to it, I might be able to puzzle out how this could fit. Because this also ties, I guess that's why they brought Yuji Himukai in. Because this also ties the Megaten games to the Etrian Odyssey games. Because Etria has to be some sort of beginning to Etria. And these other places, I would prefer for a sequel to Metaphor ReFantazio to actually be about a different cast. Like, obviously, Atlus can bring the main character and his friends back as a cameo battle or something along those lines. You can't really do that. I'm wondering, actually, I should take a look at the DLC. Because you can't, in this particular setting, since they use archetypes, you can't really have those kinds of, you can't really have a boss battle against Makoto or Yu or Ren. But the Moore's Fantasy turning out to be Shinjuku and it not actually being a real place, I was actually pretty interested in that. But yes, us trying to escape into a fantasy to get out of reality, peak. Simply peak. I think the way archetypes were handled, as far as the rank ups, and maybe it's just because when you play every single Persona game multiple times through, you get an idea of what to expect. So the fact that it was remixed in an interesting enough way was really nice. Getting everybody's ultimate archetypes before rank 8, because they all had their royal archetypes to come into. And I'm surprised Basilio, like, he came in last, but he still had plenty of time to be really part of the team. And I've praised the cast for this before, but they do all feel like friends. They feel like one big happy family, and it's so nice. But I don't think, I'd be surprised if there was really no mention of Luis. I truly enjoy him as a character, and it kind of sucks because this whole time, ever since about the Tyrant Star, I've been thinking if there was any way for them to have a section of the game where Luis is actually in the party, and it's just, unlike with some other messed up party members, he truly is incompatible with the king and his 6 partisans. So there's not really, something insane would have to be happening for him to work for somebody else's ideals. That really just does not compute. It does not correspond to the kind of person Luis is. They say a story is only as strong as its antagonist, and in this particular case, like I said earlier, Metaphor ReFantazio is an extremely strong story. I almost feel bad for Zorba. He could never see his way out of all of that. Whoa, you see that? It switched from being right-centered Caleb Yen, Alejandro Reynoso, Stuart Clark, Chris Philip Spall, Emma Ballantyne. Okay, so I'm not surprised that I don't recognize any of these names. I'm not super well versed in English voice actors, though I guess Gallica and the main characters wouldn't be. Kieran, yeah. Crispin Redmond. Greg Shun! I knew more was Greg Shun! So yes, he was, wait, but Hithlodius had a different VA? I guess that must have been Greg Shun. But Greg Shun has a very, he has a very distinctive voice. A very mellifluous voice. But it was perfectly, the more Hithlodius thing was perfectly foreshadowed. He's like, the only reason I can't return to life is because my counterpart in the real world died. Otherwise, Hithlodius might have actually been able to join us on our mission. Well, no, actually. It wasn't, even at the very end, he had still given up so much on his ideals that he was willing to fight us. So it's probably for the best, or if the opportunity had presented itself, he wouldn't have taken it. I think by the time he sealed himself away in academia, it was truly over for more. His curiosity remains, but none of his convictions. And that's kind of tragic, honestly. But holding steadfast to your ideals, that's the most important bit. Now this soundtrack, they do a whole lot with no vocals. It has a very distinct identity of its own. Like if you played somebody something in this vein, they'd be like, yeah, that's a Metaphor type song. So you gotta give it up to Atlus for being able to imbue so much personality in their sound design. It's extremely impressive. I didn't think, like, it took me a while. Well, it didn't take me a while. When I was hearing it, I kept waiting for lyrics to come in. And I was like, you know what? The direction they went with this, a lyricless song, well, it's not specifically lyricless, but it's more like, yeah. It's so, oh my gosh, it hits so nice. It hits so nice. The party themselves, I think, so I've been thinking about the archetypes and their power because each of the royal archetypes basically has a way to interact with turn icons. And I really don't, from what I could see, Heismaze was absolutely the strongest. It just seems it synthesizes so freaking well with his high agility. Oh, this is the page that the game started on. Yeah, so I think we might be in for one more narration. But I think the strongest archetype was definitely, well, obviously it was ours. And there might be, I'm sure with the merchants and like the merchant lineage, there's probably really crazy strats you can pull off with those. I was never able to figure it out. We just amped our magic and did the thing. But I think the archetype that I determined was maybe the weakest was the masked dancer lineage. And it does have the capabilities of altering people's weaknesses, but in order to get the most out of it, you have to give up your equipment slot. No other archetype has that downside. So yeah, you can alter your weaknesses to be whatever you need them to be, but if you've got another protagonist, you can't like up your, you can't, oh, this page. The greatest,
Dear guest, from a world I shall never know.
That's us!
In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Thank you, Moore. Oh, and there is one. Okay. We're gonna see Louise here. That's the Caragrius.
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
And that's the book we're writing.
A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
No, we got seen off by our parents. That's fine. Fantasy lives on. Well, alright then. We did not see Louise. Coronation of the King. By saving your clear data, certain things can transfer over as is to a new game. You can transfer currently owned items with some exceptions. Money, mag, royal virtues, scanned enemies, memorandum, archetype statuses, and total playtime. Save clear data? Oh, you know it. And we will save total clear data over... let us do... this one. Well, I think, for the time being, that's going to be really it for Metaphor ReFantazio. Atlus really cooked with this, and I'm glad you guys stuck with me on this journey. I will see you next time. Bye for now.